Okay, in this video, I'm going to try to help you figure out what's going on with your sorting list program. My puppy's here, so if you hear noises, that's what that's going to be. Hey, pup, calm down. Yes, stay calm. He wants to help. Okay, so let's look at your sorting list program. Okay. If I can type this. Okay, so the first issue, I guess the biggest issue you have here is that you're not using the unordered linked list. Okay, so let's see where you get to this. Okay, so what you had was this: you had node defined at the top, then you had this node star select and node star insert. Okay, um, you can't do that there. You don't need to define it there. That's already defined in the unordered linked list. Okay, so we're using an unordered linked list. So all we have to do, and this may be the holy grail of what's causing you trouble, we have to declare an object of type unordered linked list, and it's typed to an integer. Okay, so I'm able to do that. That should help things out here. Okay, and then I think the other thing that's going on here, we'll have to see. I have to look at those functions. I think instead of that, we'll see how it goes. But as I recall, if this still doesn't work, as I recall, it should be this. I think it looks like that. Okay. Not sure. We can check that out and see which of those works. Okay. So anyway, that was the first issue. That was causing a lot of the errors about scoping and all that stuff. Okay. So once I had that, it led to a new error. Okay. So basically, I've added here a new sorting list, which is a working sorting list program from another student to keep it separate from yours. And I found that when I did a G++ on this new sorting list, well, I can do it on yours too. I think you get the same error. Okay. So here's what it tells us here. So let's read these error messages to try to understand what they're saying. Okay. So it says, again, this is the very first error right here at the top. Okay. Cannot declare variable cell to be of abstract type unordered linked list int. Okay. On line 96. Okay. So this means that an abstract type has a pure virtual function somewhere. So we must have a virtual function somewhere that we're not defining. Okay, so that's what's causing this error. It doesn't have an error with our code in particular. Okay, it is down here. I was correct. We'll get to those errors in a second. So that's all we need to worry about first. While we're here, let's talk about it. So this is giving us some more information here. It's saying that in the class unordered linked list, okay, it then points us to the linked list type. There's a delete smallest and there's a delete all occurrences. These are both virtual functions in linked list type that we're not defining in our unordered linked list. Okay. So we have two options there that we'll look at in a second. We can either comment those out as virtual functions or add the definitions to the unordered linked list. Okay. And then the other issue, so that's what this issue is as well. And then down here at the bottom, the only other issue is, again, it's these functions are attached to the object. So we have to say cell dot insert first. Okay. So let's fix these errors. So let's take a look at the linked list. Home keys are your friend. Linked list type .cpp. Okay. And sure enough, here at the top, we have these two virtual functions, okay, that we're not defining anywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and, for the time being, take those out. Okay, so that should be okay. So now if I go back, that should fix some of those errors. Okay, and you see it has. So let's do a clear on that and do that again. Okay, now I'm not getting those scope errors at all, or those can't do or declare anything. Okay, so now all I have to do is change the order of these things here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so for all of these, and I'm not going to do all these, but that's the idea. Okay, so it's going to be this cell dot insert first, and then whatever, 15 seconds, whatever. Okay, so that should fix all of those. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out, and you can fix those for both. Okay, and just to show that the other one's okay, I'll down here do an ends dot insert first 118. Okay, so that should leave us with just one error on. Okay. I don't know if print list is defined. All these have the same basic idea. So let's see if we can fix those, if they're defined. So it looked like you had defined print list inside of this file, which is not where you want it. Okay, and all this stuff can be gotten rid of. Oh, no, it's not there. Okay, so these have the same issue. So I should be able to, assuming that it's set up properly in the other file, I should be able to do that. Just cannot find the home keys this morning. And that takes no parameter. Okay, same thing there. And again, I'll leave these for you to fix as well. Okay. Assuming those functions are set up properly, that should fix things. Okay, it doesn't like print list. Okay, which means we have to look at an ordered linked list. CPP. And there needs to be a print function here. There's insert first, insert last, delete node. I can do a search. Control S is a search. And there's not. Okay. So that's the issue there. Okay. You may have already that defined. Let me take a look. I copied over something. Yeah, that code may be in this old unordered linked list. That's the one that you had. Okay, so let me take a look at that one. If it's there, you can just copy it over. So again, Control S to search. No, it didn't find it there either. Okay, so that's what's left for you to do then. Okay, so let's take a look here and try to explain again, just so we're clear. Okay, so the purpose of this program, we have this linked list type.cpp. It's an abstract data type, which means it has pure virtual functions. Okay, which means that if we derive a class from that, we have to define all of those functions. Okay, and that currently, before we started this stuff, that has added in a virtual function for delete all and delete smallest or something like that. And we're not going to define those now. So I had to go and change those. Okay. So the linked list type then gets specialized, or we inherit the unordered linked list from that. Okay. And the unordered linked list, since it's unordered, we have to redefine the pure virtual functions to insert first, insert last, and the delete, I think, are in that file. Anyway, so that should be okay now. That's all in the book. Okay. So now we get to our program. Okay, our sorting lists. Okay, so we'll take a look there. Okay, so again, we're including the unordered linked list. Okay, and you need the if not defined things here. I saw it in another of your programs, so I don't know. I may have killed that. I don't know. Anyway, that should be here, but I don't know, that's going to cause us too much trouble here. So we're including the unordered linked list program here, okay? And using namespace standard as always. Then when we come down here, don't need any of that stuff. We're going to declare, we don't have a node. The node's already someplace else, okay? We're going to, node is defined in the linked list, which then gets passed on to the unordered linked list, okay? So we're just going to create a new unordered linked list here. We can do this because we've included the file, okay, with the two names, okay? And then the functions that we create there are attached to the class. So instead of doing select or insert first with the SEL as a parameter, doesn't work that way. It's SEL dot insert first, okay? So you should be able to insert all the first ones like that. Same thing for the INS, okay? And then down here, the selection sort wasn't giving us any trouble, so I assume that's okay. But you need a print list function. You need to put that inside of the unordered linked list, okay? And just look at your other functions and see if you can get that one worked out, okay? So hopefully this makes sense. I know this stuff can be confusing, but I think this issue here is what's causing you trouble. That when you include the unordered linked list, you need to declare an unordered linked list, okay? And that should be helpful, okay? So I'm probably going to post this on Moodle and then send you an email about it, okay? If you have other questions, let me know. Time is short, as you know, so I want to get this working, okay? And again, just take this code, clean it up, take out all the stuff you don't need. You can make a copy of it if you want to, and go ahead and put the code in, put the print line in, and this one should be done, okay? Again, let me know if you have questions.